Good evening and welcome to Stupid O'Clock News. I'm Lewis Lee, Dateline, Columbia, South Carolina. A woman's prison guard was recently fired after trying to smuggle prescription stimulant pills into the facility by hiding them in Rice Krispie treats. 43-year-old Marcy Schaefer took the treats from the store package, shoved the pills into the candies, then placed them in a Ziploc bag to bring them to prison. Schaefer hid 4 amphetamine pills and 4 dextroamphetamine pills in the treats. The plan was discovered by a co-worker who noticed the perfectly formed Rice Krispie treats in a zip-top bag as if they were homemade. The co-worker said, "I know Marcy. I know that bitch ain't made no Rice Krispie treats. She don't cook shit." That's the news. Let's start the show.
Good grief. Starting the show. Sorry, guys. I got a little distracted and completely forgot what time it was.
Really?
Yeah. Like when you sent the message, link for tonight, and I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, just running it. But I see everybody's here. Hey, Skunk.
Hi.
Great shirt.
Boston.
But we have a special guest tonight. We got to be on our best behavior tonight, guys.
Hold on. I gotta. There.
All right.
Need a Bart?
I had a feeling that was going to be said tonight. You guys do not have to be on your best behaviors at all, please. This is why I hang out with you guys.
Hey, this ain't the green room. I mean,
yeah. Let's go ahead and throw some comments up real quick. Donna Carly is always first, saying, "Hey guys," and Carl's right in behind with a hello, and Two Real Geeks from down in Florida. At their new home in Florida.
Oh, they made the move, huh?
The new geek headquarters.
Yeah, the new geek headquarters is real close to House of the Mouse and the Universal Mountain.
And where the hurricane is about to come through.
Yeah. And Carl's wimping out on us already, saying he stayed up so late last night. He only may make the first hour. And Donna is agreeing. He's a weenie. Michaela is mockingly agreeing with her. And Carl likes the Rice Krispie story. Danny from Two Real Geeks. Ah!
I can't believe you messed up the word geeks.
Yes, I messed up the word geeks. Is saying, hey, we got Michaela Jade, who is coming to HallowCon this year. We've got Michaela Jade to HallowCon.
Woohoo.
Hey.
And Donna Carleen says, hello, Willow. And Facebook user says, hello, everyone. John, go ahead and find the link to pop up. So Facebook has forgot to say who that is. And hello, Willow. And, oh, good grief. Are we about to get a comment dump? And
Any moment.
Donna Carlene says, yeah, I get caught in that cooking crap. But yeah, we're going to put that back up so the people can. Oh, okay, we'll do that. Pull the other one down, John.
Oh, what one?
You got two going.
Oh, no,
Yes.
you've got two going.
Leave the crawl, take the other down.
Yeah.
Where's the crawl?
Leave the crawl.
I don't see yours. Hang on.
Too many cooks.
There it is. Okay.
There we go. All right, we'll jump
Too many
back to
cooks making the Rice Krispies.
Yeah. And Danny says, we did make the move. We're in the middle of the action in Orlando, busy covering Universal and all the fun in the area. Not Disney yet. Okay.
All right. So I apologize for making our weather go down to Texas and all that during the winter time, but in Florida, you can pick up your weather. We don't need it here.
Well, hey, I think it's a fair trade because it's 77 here right now, Lewis?
Yeah, it's very comfortable. 72 degrees.
72.
It was
It was
80
66
degrees
this
today
morning.
here and 65% humidity. And I'm going, 80 degrees I can handle because it feels cooler than normal. 65% humidity is another. That's a horse of a different color.
This was a rare occasion where we were actually warmer than Florida.
Yeah, for some reason, Canada's in a heat wave.
Well, yeah, that's because Washington's on fire, but it kind of convection kind of carries it across.
And Two Real Geek says, we keep telling Elsie, just let it go. That's the name of the hurricane.
Mhm.
Is it a hurricane yet?
Yes.
Yeah. Stephanie announced today it just got upgraded about 3 or 4 this afternoon.
It's a full-blown Cat 1.
I don't
I've been
remember what
watching
category it is, but she said it's a hurricane. I'm taking her word for it. She's the rocket scientist, not me.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
I've
the
been
real
watching
rocket.
Mel Brooks marathon on IFC, so
Oh, I bet
I
that's...
haven't been watching the news.
Oop.
And
It
Facebook
shifted.
user
There we
is
go. Hey, Ryan, what's up?
Facebook user is Chris Walker.
Oh, okay, good. Saw you at work the other day. I'll see you Tuesday because I don't go in on Monday because of the holiday. So now I got to scroll up to turn that off. Comments are coming fast and furious tonight.
Yeah, they are. Two Real Geek says, it's just a Cat 1. It's just a rainstorm for Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
just a little mist.
Oh, Chris, go to that link. I posted it right there above you, and just click the button.
Grant permissions. It forgot you.
Oh, Grant Lankard's here too.
Oh, hey, Grant. I see. Yeah, you slipped in on us. Yeah, we got a good crowd here tonight. Let me look, see where. Well, first I want to thank Bill Olier.
Bill Oler?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Bill Oler just gave us a big thumbs up, and Michaela. 3 of us are tuned in on y'all are tuned in on the Stupid O'Clock YouTube, and one Twitcher, and people are dropping like flies on all the Facebook pages.
Oh, wow. We're dragging in folks that I work with here now too. So
you're in trouble now.
You're gonna have to behave.
No, I'm not going to have to behave.
So do not talk about work.
I never talk about work. I've already been told by corporate to stop talking about work. I can't even post about work on Facebook.
I haven't, so let me talk about work. And I did talk about this a little bit on Never Mind the Furthermore on Friday, but because of the 4th of July, which is going to be in a little less than an hour, which happy 4th of July, everybody. I get Monday off with pay.
Yay!
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 Yay! Oh, wait a minute. Nothing else is going to be closed on Monday. Means I'm going to get a double order on Tuesday.
Got to make up for it somehow.
Yeah, well,
So, yeah.
Oh, wait. Is a double order bad? It's just delivering twice as much stuff to the same location, right?
When I have to drive all the way to Sweetwater, yes.
oh
So
my
take
God,
twice
you
as much
got to drive
stuff.
to
I mean-
Sweetwater? That's
Yeah.
some distance there.
Hey,
know.
there-
That's an hour drive. So I got to drive all the way to Sweetwater, and then all the
And
way
the
to
bad part
Athens,
is he's got to
and
go
then
up
all the way to
75.
Etowah, and then all the way to Von Orr, and then all the way out to Tellico Plains, and then all the way back to Athens, and then all the way down to Ottawa, and then back to Chattanooga. And at some point, because of this double order, and I know these pharmacies and how much they like to order on a regular order, I'm going to have to cut that route in half, and I'm going to have to do it twice.
Ooh, that sounds like a bitch.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Well-
I probably won't be getting home Tuesday until 6, 7 o'clock at night.
Well, I will tell you this, Skunk. The 11th Street will not change because they're closed on Monday, too.
I don't do that route anymore. They took me
Oh,
off
no.
that route.
Oh.
And here's the reason why they took me off that route, and it's twofold. One, apparently I got a complaint at Erlanger. I have no idea what I did at Erlanger to get a complaint.
Drank all the beer.
I have a theory that it's because every time I had to go in there, I had to move. They had these 2 big shredder cans with HIPAA paperwork in them that had to be destroyed.
Yeah.
And I had to move them out of the way because my cart wouldn't fit through the aisle otherwise. Everybody else got tiny little carts. I have the big, gigantic cart because I don't want to make 2 trips. And so I had the big, gigantic, cart that I had to move these cans out of the way. They didn't like me moving the cans because they have such a narrow space. The only place that the cans could go was in their break room, which meant that whenever somebody wanted to get a donut while I was there, well, they couldn't because there were cans in the way and they didn't want to move them because the people that work in Erlanger are lazy. So,
And you
Oh,
skunk, you denied their
muffin.
donuts.
so yeah, so basically I think that was the complaint. We don't know what the complaint is. We just know there was a complaint. So, but that was a minor issue. The major issue is that the route that I'm currently on, the guy that used to be on it, didn't come into work until he didn't come into work on time, let's say. There were occasionally a couple of days where he would come in at 6:30 a.m. Everything would be fine, right? He'd come in at 6:30 a.m. when he was supposed to. Most of the time he was coming in 7:30, 8 o'clock, sometimes as late as 9.
So he thought he was in management, huh?
Yeah, no, true thing. The manager, she comes in at 9. And there have been days where I've been running late just because I had a huge, gigantic order I had to deal with, right? And so I'm still trying to put my stuff together and get out the door. And she comes in and right as soon as I'm leaving, and she'll look and she'll be all like, well, I get why you had a massive order this morning, so I get why you're just now leaving as I'm showing up. What about those 2? And I'm like, I haven't spoke to either of them. I have no idea where they're at. So because of that, they moved me to one of the routes that have been complaining about people being late. And
No good deed goes unpunished.
yeah, I know. That's what I told her. I said, this being put on this gigantic route that's really super heavy and long and takes forever. It's the longest route out of any of them. I'm always the last person to get back to the warehouse, even though I'm one of the first people to show up in the morning. I looked at her and I said, this feels like a punishment for somebody else's wrongdoing.
Yeah, that's the issue that I have with management in general. It's like they tend to not do the work as much as the rest of us, and it's like either they'll show up late or they won't show up at all, and they're supposed to be on the schedule.
Indeed.
Well, yeah, Grant, I do get overtime, right? I do get overtime, but here's my thing about that, right? Here's my thing about that. Overtime, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know how everybody else in this call feels about. What are you pointing at, Joe? Right. I don't know how anybody else feels about this when it comes to overtime. I feel like overtime should be voluntary. It shouldn't be something you force your workers onto.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to work extra hours, I should be allowed to work extra hours if they're available. Obviously, don't take advantage of the company. That would be uncool. But if the idea of mandatory overtime to me is ridiculous.
Is that the
This is
package
Joe's
that
way
you
of
were-
saying that he wants to change the subject because apparently I'm making him uncomfortable.
No, I agree with you, Skunk.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Now
Yeah.
a word from our sponsor.
Mandatory overtime ought to be paid at a higher rate than voluntary overtime, just to punish the company for mandatorying people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, time and a half is already meant to do that.
Yeah, but if you get forced
but
to come in, they
believe
should pay
me,
double to triple time.
100 years ago, you had to work overtime. You still got paid your normal rate.
Mm-hmm.
You got paid nothing.
But whatever happened to the people who work the hardest gets the
No, and
No.
Will is right. Will is right.
and to
The
be-
people that do the most work get more work assigned. The people that goof off get
get
slack and
promoted.
they get
Hey.
they get promoted into management because they don't do anything.
Like I said,
didn't say that.
no good deed goes unpunished.
And yeah, that was one of the things about this happened a while ago. And again, I haven't named what company I work for, and trust me, none of the there's so many different courier services out there that do these kind of deliveries to these locations. They're never going to figure it out unless one of them just happens to tune in. And from what I understand, none of these people are in the sci-fi community, so they're not going to be watching this show. So I really don't care. The reason why I was passed up for the assistant manager position was because I was so stressed out from people not doing their jobs and coming in late and being lazy. And I was the one that was like, these people, and she was like, you couldn't handle being the assistant manager of this place. Like, you couldn't handle it. Your head would explode. I can barely handle it, and I'm the manager. She's like, you don't want to be this person. I said, okay, fine. All right. I agree. So she ended up giving it to somebody else who, like Dan said, he's lazier than me. Like, he's supposed to be there at 5:30 every morning. He don't come in at 5:30 every morning.
I don't think they want to have to deal with all the termination letters you'd be sending out.
Really?
Well,
You're slow.
as the
You're
assistant
fired.
manager, I wouldn't be allowed to do that, but
No, but you would the reprimand files would be getting thicker and thicker to where the company would have to do something about it.
I don't.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know about any of that. But
We got to do
because I don't know if
something
I
about all
don't
these
know as the
reprimands
assistant
Skunk is
manager.
writing. Let's fire Skunk.
I don't know as the assistant manager whether or not I'd be able to do write-ups.
Yeah, Chris says reliable people get stuck with the most work. If you overwork your workhorses, eventually they will leave or kill them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons I was, of course, I left injured, but I went ahead and took retirement because where I work, when the people retire, 5 years. I do not know anybody that's lasted more than 5 years after hitting the retirement age.
Wow.
So, yeah.
The-
Go ahead.
No, the common problem I have is I have an attitude issue apparently, but no, it's
You do.
Thank you, John.
No, you see, Willow, you have an attitude issue.
I will actually be very honest with people. And
they
if
don't like that at
oh
all.
no, they do not. They do not.
I I
I've
don't have
told
a
people
problem
off.
with authority, but authority frequently has a problem with me.
Yeah. Well, it didn't help when I started showing up to our mandatory safety meetings with a bag of popcorn. And if I knew it was because of something that happened, I brought 2 bags for the operator that usually sits with me.
One of the things that I hate hearing from people in retail, and this is a common theme with me, is, "Oh, you are the most reliable person we have, but we're not going to move you up." Why? Because we don't think that you'll be suited for the position just yet. You're not ready. Okay.
Well, sounds like my
Yeah.
wife. She's a victim of her own success. In her company, she has been passed over for promotion, even though she's been there long enough. But the excuse is always, "You're doing such a good job where you are."
How could we ever
Way
replace
to
you with
reward.
some of these idiots that are applying now?
Well, I mean, it is part of the Peter principle to be promoted to the point of your own incompetence.
I got to toss a locker out of the guy whose job I was taking. That's how I got promoted. Says, "You can have his job if you can fire him." I walked into the break room, grabbed that big steel locker, posted it up, walked over to the loading area, tossed it out in the parking lot while he was standing out there smoking a cigarette.
You're a class act, man.
And brutally strong.
And I
too.
just looked at him and go, "That's so you don't have to come back in here and get your personal shit. Get the fuck off the property."
You'd never be able to lift my damn
And the
locker.
manager was like,
You'd have to use a forklift. Keisha!
and then the owner let the business go bankrupt days later.
Lewis, I just got your message that I haven't sent y'all the link yet.
Really?
Yeah, on my phone.
Obviously, there's a light speed delay of some minutes here.
Okay. Is there a divide with the states that you guys are in?
Apparently,
we're like
fax check
maybe 20 miles apart, but
On the same internet provider.
yeah.
Well, except for no, John's not on.
No.
PPP.
Well, me and Lewis are on the same but it came through my phone.
Look, Lewis, I'm on the same one as you, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, me, Skunk, and Lewis are on stupid fast internet.
EPB5.
Yeah.
And I'm only on the 300 meg.
Well,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be stupid.
It costs
fast.
$10 more for a gigabit, and I can't get my wife to pull the trigger on it. See, we divide up the bills, and I get the cell phone bill, she gets the internet bill.
Oh.
So
Well, trade bills with her, and
I would love to, because our cell phone bill is much higher than our internet bill. Our internet bill is $69 for 300 meg service.
Yeah.
And it's only $79 a month for gigabit service.
oh,
That
Interesting.
never goes out. I mean, it is rock solid.
Well, you will have an interruption coming in the next few weeks. They're doing a major upgrade that's shutting us off. They're going to shut you off from 1 a.m. till 6 a.m.
Yeah.
On what
Good.
day?
You
Get my
should be
ass
getting
to
an
bed.
email. Mine is on the 7th.
ping.
That's going to be rather important for me to know. Oh,
Well,
great.
last time they did a system upgrade, they upgraded us from 100 megabit to 300 megabit without charging us a penny extra.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
love
good.
EPB.
Yeah, really.
So
Did they forget that, or
No.
is the bill in the mail?
No, they
Do
just
not
said
tell them.
we're tired of this 100 megabit. Our minimum speed is now 300 megabit, but don't worry, you won't have to pay any extra. Like,
Well, that was
thanks, EPB. I even did a commercial for them. I was so happy.
Yeah. I
What was
remember
that,
seeing those.
4 years ago I did that commercial.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Speaking of historical, does this look familiar?
Yep.
It's the same shirt. It's as good as that day. All I'm going to say is Quick Tees T-shirt sells the best T-shirt. Are you writing that down?
No.
Oh.
I'm looking in a folder. I've got a picture of you from that investigation that we did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we got blackmail stuff. Oh, this is
No.
lovely.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No. The more embarrassing the picture, the more Joe Dog embraces it. You can't. He's a man with nothing left to lose. You can't blackmail somebody who's proud of his weird shit.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've got these pictures of you doing this. I said, really? Send them to me.
Really? I want to make these into Christmas cards.
He would.
Yeah, Carl. I actually did a big investigation with another team out of Clarksville, Tennessee, and Lewis recorded everything and put it on the news for us.
Yeah, I did a story on Channel 3 with it.
And Carlene's going, just look at that proud grin. Hell yeah.
I will be right back. I'm going to do something real quick. And then I'll tell you what I did. It'll take me 2 seconds.
All right. Kill your camera.
Joe Dog, would you do the ghost hunting stuff again?
Let's just say there was a crossing of swords with a couple other people to the point that if I catch them out again, the only time the sword would cross would be through their body.
Oh.
I said 2 seconds. You didn't have to bring my camera down. I literally walked over there and then walked right back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well.
No, you didn't listen to me when I said 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I listened.
No,
Joe didn't listen.
Well, I mean, good God, who expects Joe to listen to anything?
have I ever?
He won't even listen to Grateful Dead. I mean, seriously.
Here's the thing. It is freezing cold in this house right now. Like, I've been dealing with it being cold all day. Freezing cold, right? I went and I turned the air conditioning off. Here's my reasoning. I pay the electric bill because he hasn't paid it in how many months? He doesn't get air conditioning. I'm turning it off whenever he turns it on from now on. And if he's cold, he can open a window.
Ah. But yeah,
look at all them pizza boxes.
Those ain't pizza boxes.
Those are VCRs.
This is my Channel 3 camera and my Channel 3 tripod.
Yeah.
There's Joe sucking down some Mountain Dew, trying to stay awake. All the different DVRs and monitors.
Those are DVRs, okay.
Yeah, DVRs.
Water.
plenty of water. And of course, nature intruding into the hospital, the abandoned hospital where, I don't know, thousands of people died.
Supposedly.
I mean, if there's going to be a place that's haunted, it's going to be a freaking hospital.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we really need to say hi to Keisha because she just got out of the hospital today.
Hi, Keisha.
Welcome home.
And in addition to that, everybody please send good vibes toward Boston, Massachusetts. A friend of mine that I worked with at Channel 12 is in Boston, Mass General. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, he will receive a new kidney.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good.
All right.
So positive energy his way, please.
Kidneys are good.
Yes.
You kind of need those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty important.
They help with beer.
Definitely.
They're beer processing organs. That's all, right?
Yeah.
I think they have a little bit of help from some of the other more mysterious organs.
Yeah.
But
Well, all I'm going to say is Lefty around here is called the Rock Quarry.
It's because somebody drinks more coffee than beer.
Oh, Lewis didn't even flinch on that.
No.
Well, these things, they happen.
These things happen because people
Squirrel!
like you, when these things
Squirrel!
happen, say these things happen.
Squirrel.
And absolutely nobody knows what that's from.
Nope.
It's a
What?
mad world.
Oh, I haven't
Oh,
That
seen
line
that.
was uttered. Huh?
I
Oh,
haven't seen that in 30 years.
I got
That
distracted for a
line was
second.
uttered by Ethel Merman.
What's the
Oh,
line?
Say it again, Lewis.
I didn't hear it.
These things happen because when these things happen, people like you just say these things happen.
she ain't wrong.
Was that when they
She
were?
is not wrong.
Was that when they were arguing over how to split it, and it got all
Yeah.
convoluted? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the other quote about trying to figure out how to split the money, and you ain't liking how I'm splitting it.
Yeah. Oh, it's the best movie ever made. It's my favorite movie of all time, bar none.
And then some idiot tried to make a remake of it.
Did they?
You know,
And to
Um,
be fair,
Rat Race really wasn't that bad, but it was no mad world.
And it did have some good scenes in it. It had some quotable lines. It had some real quotable lines.
Yeah, I only saw Rat Race one time, but it didn't make me hurl.
I like the with Wayne Knight and Rowan Atkinson. Wayne Knight and Rowan Atkinson, and they're in the courier vehicle driving down the road. Wayne Knight's like, "We're hauling ass." He's like, "Yes, we are." Hey, buddy, know what I got back there? Yes, you just told me. Ass.
Oh. Of course, my favorite scene of the mad world is when Jimmy Durante kicked the bucket.
Yep, very early in the movie.
Yeah. And what was so funny? What was so funny about it is when he died, and then they thought, "Oh, he's dead," and he jumped back up to say one more thing. I think it Buddy Hackett said, "If he dies one more time, I'm going to kill him."
Actually, that would be in character for Buddy Hackett. Yeah.
My favorite scene, and it's a mad world. It's one moment. That's it, right? When they get to the building that's on fire, and the fire truck's there, and it pans over to show the firemen, and it's the Three Stooges. They literally do nothing but stare. And that's
actually, it's when the plane lands.
When the plane's getting ready to crash land.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the crash crew at the airport.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were there at the building fire at the end of the movie.
No, they not the Three Stooges. There was the fire department there.
Yeah, just like the Three Stooges, they're just standing there, and they're just looking, and it just pans over. And it's not. They don't even play the Three Stooges music. They just show the Three Stooges, and that's it. They do nothing in the movie.
Well, actually,
they're just there.
They played three notes. Ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
Paging Dr. Fine. Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine.
Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
All right. Good night, Keisha. She says the
Good night.
So maybe they maybe they gave you something that works.
Well, it's got to be better than the damn Tylenol they were giving her in the hospital.
Yeah. Oh.
Another good movie that I like watching from time to time is Lucille Ball's The Long trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I have a copy of that, actually.
I've only seen it once, but I have not laughed that much at any movie of the period that I have ever seen.
Hey, Joe Dog, I just realized something.
Yeah.
Did you ask Willow the 3 questions? I don't think you did.
Well, we've had Willow here before.
Willow's been on before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I must have missed that episode.
Yeah.
Willow's now family.
Must have been one of the ones I wasn't here.
But
Uh,
we could ask her the questions again.
Nah.
Well, we will,
You
but
already asked them once, and
if anybody, well, Lewis, you'll understand the long trailer since you had a camper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to actually, when I had what was called roundups, when I had my camper, I had an old vintage camper. And when you have a gathering of a specific brand of campers at a campground, it's called a roundup. And I wanted to show it, and everybody goes, why do we want to watch a movie? We're camping. Okay. Well, we had, a high definition projector, a big screen, and a sound system that they'd have heard it about a half a mile away. So why not?
Maybe because they were trying to get away from it all.
Yeah.
Just a guess.
Yeah. So are your camping days done, Lewis?
The camping days are not over. The camping days with my own rig probably are. We felt that we were probably going to be better off just renting a Class C or a Class A whenever we wanted to go on a long trip. We weren't doing weekend trips anymore.
Oh.
So, and that's really the only thing that makes it worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I like the weekend trips, but the problem was you drive up Friday, spend pretty much
Exactly.
setting
Until
up.
we're both retired, weekend trips are more trouble than they're worth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because then you spend all day Saturday recovering from setting up Friday to tear it all down by noon on Sunday morning.
Weeks ago, we went and saw my sister. She was out at Chester Frost Park, out there on the island.
Yeah.
She had booked that. Apparently, they got the best spot on the island. They had booked it over a year ago.
Wow.
Where are they at? Where?
You know what Chester Frost Park is,
Yeah, I
right?
know where the park is.
You know where the island is, where the RVs are.
Yeah.
You go out, and when you first get there, you hang a left, and it's all the way out there where the hairpin curve is. It goes back up toward the
bathhouse.
building, the maintenance building, bathhouse, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're right there on that corner, I guess. They got lake on two sides of them.
Okay, I know exactly what. Yeah, that is I like that spot.
And it's got a lot of. It's got a little. Technically it's a place where you can beach your boats.
Yeah.
But that's where the kids were playing and collecting shells and all that sort of fun stuff. So.
Sounds fun.
It was a nice
Hey,
day.
Joe,
Yeah.
guess what I got?
Uh-oh.
queued up?
Oh, the magic light.
Proof. We're
Yeah.
all in this to find proof.
Paul Browning has come to South Pittsburgh to try and explain what may be unexplainable.
And the
You're
difficult
about
thing
to
that
see
is the
how
fact that in this
dorky
field,
I really
proof is a
am right here.
subjective thing.
Browning is the lead investigator and founder of Clarksville Ghost Hunters.
Again?
His crew has come down to assist a local group.
And notice how
Tennessee
carefully I'm
Paranormal
There
not
he
saying
is.
the damn thing.
They hope to document paranormal activity at this abandoned hospital.
I don't want to blind your camera with my camera.
In dark hallways, team members carefully plan and deploy infrared cameras that shoot in total darkness.
Don't cross the street.
That's right.
A sense of humor helps break the tension.
We're using a lot of electronic devices, to try and capture audio or video, either anomalies or things that could possibly be called paranormal.
We've got pretty much every inch of this place under camera, so it's a good video surveillance tonight.
Setting up for an investigation this large takes hours.
Speaking of geeky.
Multiple floors, multiple cameras, lots of rooms to cover.
You were
But
so
McKeel tells
young
us the
then.
really interesting stuff doesn't happen until the lights go out.
That light just came on, didn't it?
did.
I just watched it. I'm pushing the camera.
While setting up the recording devices on the third floor, the lights in what used to be a patient's room come on, even after the electrical breakers for the floor have been shut off. The speculation begins.
Okay, so it's self-powered? How does that work?
Hey Joe, we need to hurry up and get set up.
Yeah.
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 Let's start trying.
I'm not going to call it paranormal. I'm just going to say, I can't figure that one. I have to rule out what's possible. I have to eliminate everything I can think of that would make this something normal or non-paranormal. I'm trying to find my answers by eliminating that.
And then whatever's left?
Right. Might be, I'm not saying must be, but very well could be something paranormal.
After setup, everything goes dark and silent. The waiting game begins.
The ghost hunt's the fun part. The work begins when you go. When you leave, pack up, go home. You take you a nap, and then you pull everything out and you start going to work.
McKeel will have hundreds of hours of audio and video from different sources and angles to meticulously screen when he does get home. And judging from past experience, he may not find much.
I've got over 1,030-something hours now. I've got 26 frames that are unexplainable.
26 frames. That's less than 1 second of what could be ghosts or nothing. So why does McKeel labor so long?
The 26 frames.
In South Pittsburgh, Lewis Lee, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
So there you have it. Joe in his glory days.
There's something strange and it don't look good. Who you gonna call?
Joe McGill.
Yeah, but Willow, there is so much interfighting amongst the paranormal groups that I said the hell with it.
Yeah.
Then-
Okay. How do you actually enjoy watching the paranormal shows that are on TV right now?
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm going, yeah, because I see what they're doing, and I was on the debunking side of paranormal investigation. I went in to try to find an answer for what happened, a natural, normal answer. If I can give you an answer of, okay, you need to put a couple straps on your pipes and it'll quit doing that, your house is no longer haunted to me.
Okay.
And prove, okay, this happens, after a certain time. Okay, you go downstairs and you see their pipe flapping under the floor, strap the pipe down and it'll quit doing that. Electromagnetic frequency is a big thing. We went to this one house that the daughters, their young child was having constant nightmares. Well, we get to, checking stuff and all this. I find over her bed is like a 45 EMF spike. I'm going, now what is this?
Wow.
We go down into the basement. They had an ungrounded electrical box directly over her bed, or directly under her bed.
Holy crap.
I said, call an electrician, rearrange the room. We'll check back with you in a few weeks. The nightmares went away.
Those weren't nightmares. That was electrocutions.
Holy, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, EMF is a real problem sometimes. I mean,
We were in one house, and we're down in it was sort of like the dirt crawl space type basement, but it was tall enough you could walk under. Unfinished basement, what they call. I got my EMF detector. Well, no, this is before we were just setting up. I had the hair crawl up the back of my neck. I couldn't figure out what it was. I was just getting agitated. And finally I said, out. Everybody out. Something's wrong. Get me out. So, we all bail out and all this. And I go calm down and all this. I said, you, two of my team members, come with me. Bring the EMF, bring the temperature gauge. We're going back. They're going, Joe, you said when you have that feeling, you don't go back. I said, I don't spook that easy. We get back down in there, and I've got the EMF detector, and I'm over where I'm standing, and it's reading like 75, and I'm like, what the hell? And as I go down, it drops. As I lift it up, it goes up, and it keeps going up. It hit like 145, and I look up. There's the main power line, an unshielded power line in the house, main line going into the house.
Huh. Interesting.
The homeowner Now this of course, this house was like 140 years old. So, the electrical was done long after plumbing and everything else was installed. So I don't know how this got through, but the homeowner was claiming they freak out when they're in the bathtub. Guess where the bathtub was?
Right over the power line.
Right over the power line.
Magnetic water is spooky.
But yeah, we got that. But yeah, that's my big story. Oh, and the 26 frames.
Mm-hmm.
I've told Dan this story before, and he's going to go, "Oh God, not again." It was a cemetery.
Okay.
All right.
It's here in town. It's called the Red Bank Cemetery, affectionately known as the Duck Pond.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Masonic cemetery, and they had this big arch over it. And the story of the haunting was when this, at a certain time of night, if you tried to cross through, you would feel a ghost push you away. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you saw all the video recorders I had. I reused individual recorders. That way there's no channel bleed or anything like that. I set one on the low side of the arch, one on the high side of the arch, and used the arch to block the light from the other camera so they didn't blind each other. Well, we set all that up, and then we go investigate the lower area down around the duck pond because there's stuff going on down there. I go back, me and you always go in twos. You never go alone. Always go in twos. We get up there, so I fire up the video, the monitor, and all that. We were running completely off grid, so we're running battery power, so off our vehicle. So I power up the TV, and I go through my cameras, and one of the cameras is not where it should be. One of the arch cameras is not where it should be. So I get on our two ways, and I'm hollering back and forth to everybody. Has anybody been up on the hill around the arch? One of the cameras has been moved. Just want to make sure nobody's tripped over a cord or whatever. So, everybody said, no, wasn't me. I said, okay. All right. We wrote the time down and reset everything. Well, before we went to tear everything down, I said, I've got to see what moves the camera. You got to. So we get, we cue that up, get it playing, and you're sitting there looking at the camera, and all of a sudden the camera starts doing this. And we're freaking out. We're like, yes. The camera lifts up and drops. We're just flabbergasted. We're looking at it. And then all of a sudden it got dark. And then it got real bright. And we were looking down the throat of a beast. He picked up the camera and dropped it again. I mean, we got right down. We got a good shot of the tonsils. And
wow,
he drops it. And he's sitting there looking. And he looks up at the arch. We go, okay. And then he goes back for the camera again. He drops the camera again and looks up at the arch. And we're thinking, what the hell? So we mark the time, we go home, we go investigating it. So, being the video guy, I've got a reaction on the video. This animal, it was a coyote, by the way, was reacting to the arch. So I go to the arch camera looking down that way. Yeah, and I see him trotting up. He trots past, and he turns around, and he comes back, and he sees the camera and starts, investigating, stiffing, and hey, smells like food. I'm going to try to eat it. At a certain point, this fuzz appeared on the camera and shot through the arch towards the coyote. And the coyote reacted to it. Played with it again. The fuzzball appeared again and shot through the arch. Both times were 13 frames.
Huh.
That was my 26 frames. That's the only thing I cannot explain.
Maybe it's time to go back.
Hell no.
Spoken like a true hero. I ain't stepping foot in that place again.
I used to work with a guy named Dan Mewhinney. Have you ever heard of him? Out of California. Dangers of the Paranormal Project. Doesn't ring a bell? He talks about all the bad things that can happen out on investigations. And one of the best audio voice recorders you got is of me going, ow, oh, shit, ow, 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 bees, hornets, oh God, it's hornets. I hit a hornet's nest in the bush. Stay away from the bush. There's a hornet's nest in the bush. Hornets were hitting me at 12 o'clock at night because I woke them up.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's almost
Skunk,
as bad as me and the tiller.
yeah. And Skunk right now, skin's crawling because Skunk hates bees and wasps.
No, I don't hate bees. I hate wasps and hornets.
Yeah. But yeah, and you get me on audio. You everybody in the cemetery got me on their voice recorder screaming and cussing and screaming bees.
That sucks.
Oh, did you see the video I posted in Uncle Carl's Secret Humor group of the 2 police officers in the cemetery? They get out to walk through the
I must have
cemetery.
missed that one.
They get out, walk through the cemetery, and all of a sudden something screams, and they both turn and run. It's the same cemetery.
Interesting. Huh. I'll have to look that up.
Okay, I'm through talking. It's y'all's turn.
Well, we got another unidentified Facebook user, so I put the scroll back across the bottom so they can tell us who they are.
Okay. Oh, so see what you got yourself into, Willow? You got us talking ghost stories.
It's because she's hauntingly beautiful.
I have always been interested in the whole ghost hunts and ghost story stuff. So
Wait a minute. Which way's my door? Oh, it's that way. I'll be right back.
All right.
My wife is interested in that stuff. She was watching Ghost Hunters for a while, and it's like they only find negative energy. So she
That's
doesn't
because
watch
they
that
invite it.
anymore. Now she's into the Long Island Medium. And she's funny. She's funny to watch just because of who she is and how she approaches people. But my wife kind of likes that. She brings back all these, or brings forward all these positive messages for the living. And I'm like, really?
I can't do reality TV shows. It just,
there are no reality TV shows, Willow. They're all scripted, even the ones that are
badly done.
reality. Yeah. Everything is scripted.
But
The only thing that's unscripted is America's Funniest Videos. And even those, a lot of them are staged.
Yeah.
Okay, John. Gonna poke the bear, huh?
Who, me?
No, there's a couple places here that claim that it's haunted, and going into one place for a photo shoot, and one of the questions was, is this place haunted? And the girl's like, well, what do you think? We hold vigils and all these other kind of events here, and blah blah blah. And she goes, what do you think? Do you think that this place is haunted? And she looked at me, and I'm like, nope. And she goes, what do you mean? I'm like, because I feel nothing.
It sounded like what Jimmy Carr said. I like what Jimmy Carr said about this whole entire thing, because he asked him what he's done it in a couple of his stand-up bits, but he's done the. Let me ask all of the people in the audience, who here believes in ghosts and the supernatural? And there's a couple of people, who cheered, applaud, and all that. He says, want me to be able to tell you the easiest way to figure out whether or not your house is haunted? It isn't. I just love that. Just, it isn't.
Yeah. Although there was this one place called the Vaughn Street Jail that I've gone to a couple times, and even just walking near the sidewalk, I just get this like weird vibe from, and it just, you could feel the evil from that place, and just it's bad.
I've got a.
Go ahead, Skunk.
Well, I was going to say, what about it, Grant?
Pro wrestling.
Just in general, it's fun.
I like watching it.
Okay. I got nothing. He just was like, what about Pervert? Like, I don't.
Kind of an open-ended question.
I guess, yeah.
What I was going to say, aside from the South Pittsburgh hospital that I was with Joe on, the only time I've had a kind of a freaky experience was I was doing a story. This was back when I was in Louisiana. I was doing a story about the Myrtles Plantation, which is supposed to be most haunted plantation in the country. And we were doing stories about all the different ghosts that have supposedly been seen. When I got there in the morning, it was a beautiful, beautiful day. Cobalt blue sky, just a couple of white puffy clouds. The hour that I was inside shooting the story and shooting the interview with the owner, the weather just turned terrible. So I go outside and I'm about to shoot my stand-up, which, that's what I did in the hallway in Joe's story. So I'm trying to shoot my stand-up. I've got the camera set up and I've got the plantation behind me, and I start to talk and the wind kicks up. Okay, so, this is 1990. So I've got kind of longish hair. Hair's blowing all over the place. All right, so I'm move the camera a little bit so I'm facing into the wind, and I try to do it again. This time, it's not that the wind blowing, it's what the wind is blowing, and a tree limb came at me. I had to duck. I was going to get hit by a tree limb, and I'm like, okay, Chloe, point made. Because that was one of the ghosts. But as soon as I stopped trying to shoot the stand up, the wind died down and the weather started to clear up again. They just didn't want me to shoot the stand up.
Hi, Bill's here.
But I still wound up using it because I was rolling, and so I did a voiceover explaining that I was trying to do a stand up to say this, but was interrupted by strange weather. So it all worked out.
Grant answered us on this way. He said that not me. I didn't say this. Somebody else
said that, Grant.
nothing is unscripted. What about pro wrestling? And so here's where I'm going to go with my answer to that, Grant. It's like a magician revealing his tricks. Do you really want to know? As somebody who's in the business of professional wrestling, do you really want to know? Because I'll tell you, you might not like what you hear.
The acting is fake. The wrestling, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, you can have an event and know what the outcome is supposed to be, but lots of things can happen in the interim. And I'm sorry, but these guys are real athletes. Whether it's scripted or not, if you take a 300-pound man over your head and slam him to the ground, I'm paying to see that. I mean, that's
Especially if it's Andy Kaufman.
It's really well choreographed.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if Grant wants me to blow out the candles on that birthday cake, I certainly will. But like I said, you might not like what I say. Might ruin the magic for you.
Let's not ruin the magic.
I'm just saying, if he wants me to say it, I'll say it. I'll divulge secrets. I don't care.
No, put that in a private channel. Seriously, there are people who really would hate to see the magic ruined, and I'm not even one of the fans. I just know I know a bunch, and they would really be disappointed.
I am so ready for the next time you guys go grab a beer.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I'm ready for it.
So when are we going to take this live in person?
When we can. When would be a good time? Of course.
Well, Dan's
live
got
from
to be in
HallowCon.
it. I think it'll all depend on Dan. I think the four main guys, we can all do it just about any day of the week, but
pretty much
it's a matter of getting Dan up here because it wouldn't be right without him.
It'd be a 3-hour drive, so
I was thinking the way of doing Dan might be to do it like do you guys remember oh god, who was it that did that? I want to say it was Conan. Who he had Andy Richter on a TV sitting next to him.
He used to have guests come in that were on the TV, but they were actually like the Clutch Cargo animatronic.
Yeah, they did the Clutch Cargo thing with the my dad knows the name of the technique they used for that, and he talked about it all the time. How
everything's animated except for the mouth, which was somebody's live lips.
Yeah. There was a name for that technique. My dad knew what it was because he was a fan of Clutch Cargo, and
Space Angel was the other one.
First widely known use of Synchrovox technology.
Synchrovox, that's it. My dad knew that. Synchrovox.
Well, you guys can meet like once a month at like a Waffle House.
Oh my god, doing the show live
we're
from
high
Waffle
class
House.
than that. We're going to Bees, honey.
Well, you can't get into Bees this late at night.
Well, do a pre-show at Bees. Pre-show meal. Willow, you would love Bees. Bees is a restaurant that is a buffet. The only thing is, the buffet they bring to your table and put on a lazy Susan. So when you want something to eat, you just sort of spin the lazy Susan around. But you got to be quick because you can't be dipping stuff out onto your plate and all of a sudden the lazy Susan take off and you go, "Hey, here's the fork for the coleslaw."
It's yours now.
Yeah.
That's the big problem.
There's what, 8 or 10 seats per table?
12.
8, I think.
12.
If you get a group of people like me and my friends, though, going to Bees is about this close to getting into a food fight because people will grab onto lazy. No, it's staying here with me. Don't.
Well, people do fight over the fried chicken.
Grabbing the plates off. It'll be like, okay, this is mine now.
No, people do fight over the fried chicken.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the chicken's good. The chicken's
when they bring the chicken out, it's all on, baby.
The chicken
It's
and the
on like Donkey
biscuits, the
Kong.
best part of bees. Everything else, take it or leave it.
They do 500 pounds of pinto beans a day.
Yeah, that's all you.
Oh, if I was there, they'd have to do 600. Believe me.
Yeah, there's a little restaurant.
The Google car got a photobomb
cameo.
itself.
And they didn't blur out the Google card. Did you notice that?
Yeah. You don't see that often.
Let's see who's
Yep,
driving the
that's-
Google.
That's the
car.
Google
wow.
car. I've seen it around town.
I've seen it a couple of times back when I used to drive for CoinMock, and now that I've been driving for the company I work for now, I haven't seen it at all.
That's a job you need to get, Skunk.
What, driving the Google car?
You're driving the Google car. Call all your buddies and have them stage stuff on the side of the road.
No, if I was driving the Google car, trust me. If I was driving the Google car, trust me, there would be, I would just nonchalantly ask occasionally, like, hey, I'm going to this city. Does I know anybody there? I'd like to hang out. And then when they text me back and they're like, yeah, I live there, I'd be like, okay, cool. I'm going to be going past this road at this time. Show up and do something crazy. I don't care what you do. If 4 fursuiters getting into a fist fight, I don't care. Make it happen. You know, they'd be going past this road at this exact moment. And I would purposely have people staging. See, that's why I don't get the job. I would have people purposely staging things. Seriously, it'd be like, I'm going to be, if it was Knoxville, I would be calling up all my Knoxville
night,
buddies.
Grant.
You've got to be
Good
on
night,
this street
Grant. Thanks
corner
for
at this
tuning
time.
in.
Grant.
I'd get fired so
Sweet
fast.
dreams, bud.
Oh. Lewis, you still got the video up.
I try to take it down.
Well, the problem is, it says if I kick it, it's going to kick you out of the studio.
Let's see.
Just leave it there.
Okay,
It's not
I got
bothering
it. I got it.
anybody.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he got it.
I had to hit the hamburger.
Was it really bothering you that bad, Joe?
Yes, it does.
No,
Well,
it doesn't.
He's anal retentive.
No,
But it's
that's
a good way.
great.
A good
No,
way.
he ain't.
Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, Joe,
They
here's
call
my
that detail oriented.
here's my thing about that, Joe. You know, if it bothers you that much, this is what I have to say.
Yeah.
So, want to make you feel better, buddy.
I am so glad I've got a faster computer now that I can see those.
Yeah, you used to miss those all the time.
Oh, used to it'd be one frozen frame, and then everything would go back to just
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, I know that was funny, but I missed it.
Well, since I was about to say, the sad part is that Dan since Dan's gotten a faster computer, he hasn't sent anything that we've all just groaned at.
Yeah.
So we can't do the thanks, Dan.
I saved those for Friday nights in the green room.
Oh God, I can't even remember what that clip was from. I know it's a guy being interviewed and the interviewer's name is Dan, and he's just being a smartass the entire time. Thanks, Dan.
Well, I am a smartass, but everybody's learned to deal with it and just adjust.
Oh.
I just figured it's part of your personality, so.
Oh yes, definitely. It's an integral part of my personality. If I didn't have that, then I'd be really boring, probably.
Oh, and Dan, it sort of surprised me. That was 9 years ago that I rescued you from the clutches of crazed fanboy.
Oh.
Huh?
And I'm still thankful. It's like somebody who was massively fanboying over something that I did had me backed into a corner, and Joe Dog walked by and then turn around and walk back and go, time for a rescue, and stepped in and drug me away to go do something else fictitious. And
There, it was. I think I walked up and said, "There you are. They're looking for you. Come on, we got to go."
and I was never so glad to get out of a situation. I don't even remember who the fanboy was.
I don't.
Good.
No,
George R. Martin.
it would be nice to know so that I can keep avoiding them in the future. But
Yeah.
So now you have this code where you have to like tap your head when you're in danger.
Oh no, I just never get get further than about 8 feet from Joe Dog. I know I could be rescued if I've got my security blanket there, or security wet blanket, as the case might be.
I mean, I can, and it's weird. I mean, I can just pull people out, and it's just one of those. I can walk by and I can see the look on their face, and it's like, should I?
Help me.
Yeah, I'll do it this time.
I was going to say, Joe, how long was you standing there watching Dan get cornered like that before you went in there and saved him?
I gave him about a minute or two at least.
Hey, Joe, it's been about an hour and 12 minutes. Want me to do the thing?
Do the thing.
Yeah, do the thing. Especially with Willow here. Willow, have you ever seen Skunk do the thing for the Rising Tide Network?
Maybe not.
Do that brand new thing.
Stupid O'Clock and Armchair Rocket Science are proud members of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. This is a program scheduled all times are Eastern. Sunday, Comics, Chaos, and Sass at 10 p.m. on Facebook. Mondays, Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Tuesdays, Clever Title Pending at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. TED Talks at 10 a.m. on YouTube. Wednesdays, Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Thursdays, TED Talks at 10 a.m. on YouTube. Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m. on Facebook. Creative as Hell at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. And Stupid O'Clock at 9 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook. Fridays, Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Drinking with the Davies at 6 p.m. on YouTube. Michaela Jade's Tidbits and Scribbles at 7 p.m. on YouTube. And the Historical Fencing Guild at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Saturday, you have Stupid O'Clock at 11 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. And our wild card show, Armchair Rocket Science, whatever launches scheduled by NASA, SpaceX, or Blue Origin on YouTube. www.facebook.com/Rising Tide Broadcast Network for more information. This card is out
He's
of
done
date.
it.
Now do it backwards.
He could.
Johnny's
the devil.
Speaking of armchair rocket science, Joe, what about Wally Funk?
Wally Funk? Yeah, we talked about that Thursday.
Oh, really? That
yeah.
is so cool, man.
Well, he is also going to. You're going to get a drink? Skunk, come back.
What?
You're going to get a drink?
I'm going to get a Mountain Dew. Why?
Oh, you're not going to go.
B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. All you need is a 10 and a 5 car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. Yeah!
No, was that Fritz?
Yeah, that was Fritz.
He can be so emotional.
I thought you were going to say obnoxious.
No. I love Fritz.
Joe.
I love Fritz like I love you.
Can we not talk about this? Can we not talk about this?
Oh, that's right. You are. Yeah, you are cutting back. That's right.
I'm being a toddler right now because somebody that I know personally who may or may not be watching this show, probably not. They never do. But they do know about the show and its existence, so they could be watching, has claimed that I'm a complete asshole when I've been drinking. And I don't think
I've never known you wait till you took a drink.
No. Yeah.
I don't think
What does drinking got to do
accurate.
with it?
I think what's accurate is that they're a complete asshole all the fucking time, and they want to blame my drinking for their problems. So I'm gonna quit drinking until the day that they flip out again, and I'll be like, "See, it's not my drinking. I haven't had a drink since the last time that you blew up on me for no damn reason. And look at you now. You're acting like a complete fool in front of everybody, and then I'll start drinking again because
why does that remind me of the
one of those things where I'm doing something." That I don't want to do and to spite somebody else, because spite is the most powerful. And maybe I won't go back to drinking after that. I have no idea. But for right now, I'm staying sober just to prove a point that person is a dick.
Yeah.
What does
So
that
I'm
remind
gonna
me
go
of Winston
I'm gonna go
Churchill
get a Mountain
quote?
Dew, and I'll be right back.
All right. Lewis, you're talking about Wally Funk.
Mhm.
She's going up on the Blue Origin's New
Yeah.
Shepard first flight.
Yeah.
Also, from what I understand, Jeff Bezos is going to be approaching all the surviving Mercury 13.
Awesome.
Okay.
When they showed her, I was like, oh my God, how spry and full of life.
For nearly 90 years old.
Yeah.
Yay!
But, you know,
Great
she's got
grandma's going to the moon.
tens of thousands of hours of PIC time, pilot in charge,
Yeah.
and she's taught thousands of people how to fly. I mean, golly.
Used to outrun all the astronauts.
And
Hey.
Yeah, she actually did better than most of the men on all the testing.
she's the only one that completed the testing.
And NASA said no because there was a chance that they were going to die, and they just said we can't. Men are risk takers. We can't send a woman up and kill her.
Oh, well, it's obviously.
Then they all went through divorces and had second thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Why is Carl WTFing this conversation? What did y'all say?
I think
No,
it was you.
Carl is WTFing Fritz's beer run.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I just saw it when I came back, so I was like, what did y'all do? What did y'all do while I was gone?
That was all you, Skunk.
I do not
You'll
want
have to watch
anything
the
on me. I didn't do
replay for
jack.
certain.
Oh, but yeah, that I think that's cool. I mean, I actually got to sort of commend Bezos for that's cool. That's the flight that she was supposed to take is a suborbital.
Yeah. I mean, he's still an ass.
Yeah.
And but he's doing the right thing.
Yes.
And I don't think Blue Origin is going to last much longer.
I just had a green room thought.
Yeah. If they
Uh-oh. It'll pass.
they're going to have to get,
No. This one's actually can be uttered in public. You know why he's doing that? So they'll let everybody let him come back down.
Yeah, because they want her to come back down.
Yeah.
You got a point.
Yeah.
Good night, Carl.
Good night, Carl.
Sweet dreams, bud.
no, Blue Origin is skirting right now. They've got to do the famous quote, the Southern phrase of, they got to shit or get off the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same thing with Boeing. I mean, Boeing has other businesses, but if they don't get their Starliner to have a successful test, they may as well drop out of this race altogether because all they're doing is wasting resources.
Yeah, good night. And that launch is July 30th. They're planning on launching it's the same Starliner on its second attempt to reach the International Space Station. Took them nearly a year and a half to correct the 800 issues.
Would that be a daytime or evening launch?
They hadn't announced a launch time yet.
Because I'll be at work that day, and if it's after I get home, I'd love to see it live. But I know I can depend on Armchair Rocket Science for my rocket entertainment.
Yeah. The only thing that's coming back on this mission is the capsule. The rest of it's going to be dumped in the ocean.
Sounds wasteful.
Yay, more junk.
That's what I like about Elon. He's absolutely, he recovers when he does a station mission. He recovers 75% of the rocket.
If he can just get that second stage to come back down like the first stage, it would just be so cool.
Yeah, but it's so far away. I mean, he'll have
Yeah,
to come up
that
with
would.
some sort, and that second stage becomes a free agent at, at different places depending on the orbit that they're trying to reach. So
All he needs to do is like lease some landing space from Iran. Now, I know that sounds silly, but let's face it, they're trying to develop their own missile program. They're already building launch facilities for their own stuff. They're trying to put satellites in orbit and stuff like that. And if he said, hey, how about you guys let me land a few of my boosters in your country? We'll build a landing platform and land boosters, and Iran will get a big SpaceX thing. That could end all those problems we've got with Iran like that.
I think it's the ITAR agreement is why. And you understand ITAR.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what Starship's going to do. Starship will be 100% reusable. And they've got the test tank out on the stand now. 230 feet tall, transported 2 miles. Horizontally.
Back like the days of Saturn.
Yeah.
Big damn booster on the launch platform.
Now here's the funny part
and
about it.
and you know where a lot of those Saturn booster parts came from.
Boeing.
Right? No, right down there at the Gulf Coast. Right in his old neighborhood.
Well, that's where they tested. Do you know where the F5?
No, down at the Michigan plant.
They used to actually build what was it, the tanks or the rocket motors or something? Can't remember.
They built both the motors and the fuel tanks for the main and second stage at Michoud, and they did the solid rocket boosters, I believe. No. They did the refuelable tank.
The big tank for the shuttle.
For the shuttle, yeah. The big orange tank.
Yeah.
They did that at Michoud.
The Saturn F5 was built in Huntsville.
Saturn F5?
That's the...
or F1. The F1.
F1.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the early Saturn. Yeah. That was for Earth only. The
only thing they got now
injection model
is Tornado.
Yeah. And actually, Blue Origin is building their engine in the same plant.
In Birmingham?
Huntsville.
I mean, in Huntsville?
Yep.
Huh.
Hey.
Yeah,
I heard something about that.
There's a reason that Stennis Air Base became the engine test place, because they used to test at what was it? Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville. And because of an atmospheric condition on a 5-engine test, they took out windows in Birmingham.
And Stennis is in the middle of a swamp. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it you can imagine what it did to Huntsville.
The phrase gumbo comes to mind.
Oh.
So Bill, I am really enjoying your Saturday morning posts.
Oh, thank you.
Bringing back a lot of memories.
Lewis, was you the one that asked for Gigantor?
No.
That would be me.
John, it was you?
Yes.
Did you see that I posted one?
I did not. I've been busy today.
About 3 or 4 days ago, might have to do some scrolling back. I posted, could not find the original 1966 one as far as a full episode, and I'm a little particular about them. But when they did the new Adventures of Gigantor, I think it was in the early mid 80s, I did have access to a few of those, so I put those in there.
I might have to go back and watch that. No, I didn't know you. I missed the notification.
Well, Bill does so much stuff. I mean, so much stuff. It's easy to lose track of everything he's done. Now, when he posts one of his own cartoons, it was a recreation of something from my childhood. I'm just going, how many times can I hurt this?
Oh yeah, man. The Betsy Ross that you posted today, man. God,
From
spot on.
Schoolhouse Rock.
I
Yeah.
learned my multiplication tables singing those songs, and
Yeah.
to this day, my 9s and 7s, I still have parts of those songs rolling through my head every time I'm trying to remember. Oh, what is 7 times 9? Oh yeah.
Figure 8, I think, was my favorite.
I've always
number
got
9.
Junction in the back of my
Yeah,
mind.
mean old number 9.
I cannot turn it off.
I'm just a bill.
Yep, that one too.
The one that I always get stuck in my head is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80.
85, 90, 95, 100, ready or not. Here I come.
Oh.
Yeah, I learned the preamble because of Schoolhouse Rock. I mean, that saved me in 8th grade. and I we sang it. The teacher said, I don't care if singing it makes you recite it correctly. So I got up there and I sang it, and then like 3 or 4 other people after me did the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Another really great one that has never left my mind is the one about when women got the right to vote.
Yeah,
that one just it stuck with me. I mean, seriously, suffering before suffrage. Yeah.
And
Did they ever release those on DVD at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And they're all available on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Because they were all done for the ABC TV network, and Disney owns ABC, so.
Disney owns the ABC network. Disney owns the Fox network. Disney owns ESPN.
They don't own Fox.
Disney owns your soul.
This just in: the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network is now owned by Disney.
Well,
you'll see Brian K. Morris.
Brian K. Morris had to put little ears on his fez.
Yep, exactly.
He might do that now as a joke.
I do that just because I mentioned it.
If somebody tells him, he might do it just as a prank, you know.
Well, no, Brian's not into pulling pranks.
Let's tell Disney.
Oh, Brian's not into pulling. Okay.
Bill, add that to your next cartoon that you draw.
What?
Joe, I've got a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
We'll tell everybody that we've been bought out by Disney, and then we'll send Disney a bill. They'll probably never know. We could make tens of thousands of dollars off of Disney just by being part of the Disney network.
And yeah, Chris says, yes, the mouse owns Fox Entertainment.
The movie studio? Because I don't think they own the TV.
Yeah, no, they've got the rights to Simpsons and all that now.
Wow.
Yeah, a friend of mine the
FCC is going to have to start cracking down.
Oh yeah. I'm friends.
Disney must own the FCC. I'm pretty sure.
Lewis, they can't. Disney bought the FCC.
Yeah.
The Federal
Well, it wouldn't be the first time the FCC was bought.
Yeah, that's got to be cheaper than Congress, and they've already done that too.
Yeah, one of my friends here on Facebook is not with Matt Growing Entertainment anymore because of the Disney. If you ever see the opening of the Simpsons, lead animator Chance Raspberry, he's from Memphis. he's now doing freelance work.
Well, I'm sure with that on his resume,
It's not hard to get anything anywhere.
No.
Yeah. Now, my niece is in college right now on a scholarship being paid for by Disney because she is that damn good an artist, and she's hoping to be a Disney animator.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
And she's only 18, and she is turning out work that is equal of.
That was fast.
Oh man. Yep, you can really turn it around there, Bill.
I wasn't even trying.
And Tyler Vanner says, yeah, Disney does own 20th Century.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, where does Murdoch fit in then? Because he's still calling shots. Huh?
Do what?
Okay. No. I may be wrong, but I think Tyler's one of my wife's friends from England, and he's on my friends list as well. But I could be wrong and have the last name completely off. But T, if that's you, just tell me, okay?
All I'm gonna say is I want to play a funny video, but copyright, so I can't. But Lewis, you saw where I posted it yesterday, the pantomime of Jeff Dunham and Peanut.
Yeah,
those girls got
they're good.
And that little girl is Peanut if Peanut was real.
All right. Well, now I have international reach here.
No, look, intercontinental. We're international now with Willow. Now with Tyler, we're intercontinental.
Yeah.
And what's up on your phone, Lewis?
It says Fox Corporation is owned by the Murdoch family via family trust with 39.6% interest. Rupert Murdoch is chairman, while his son Lachlan Murdoch is the executive chairman and CEO. Fox Corporation deals primarily in the television, broadcast news, and sports broadcasting industries. So, no, Fox is not owned by Disney.
Fox Television is.
They do own ESPN and sports content. A&E networks, they own 50%.
Okay, so here's
Disney does own ESPN.
Yeah.
They own ABC. They own a lot of other stuff. But
I know there's two things that Disney does not own that is Fox related. And I know these for a fact. One is Fox News. Because I said, when I first heard about the Disney Fox merger, I was like, oh, well, that will take care of Fox News's BS once and for all. And it'll be a different shade of BS, but at least it won't be all of the nasty misinformation, all other stuff. And then I read, oh yeah, Fox News isn't in the deal. Also, Fox Sports is not in the deal.
Okay. There are three owners.
Century Studios are.
There are three owners listed: the Walt Disney Company, 21st Century Fox, and News Corporation. Now, 21st Century Fox and News Corporation are still owned by the Murdoch family. So Walt Disney Company owns a third of it, but not a controlling interest.
Yeah, they own specific properties like The Simpsons. I think they own a lot of the television stuff and a lot of the movie stuff, but everything else is still owned by the Murdochs, especially Fox News and, like I said, Fox Sports. They're the ones that went separate. Fox Sports, because it would have been as much of a monopoly as Disney already has, owning ESPN and Fox Sports would have been a major. You wouldn't be able to need that. And Murdoch was never going to give up Fox News. That's his cash cow.
Yeah. It was a $71.3 billion merger. And no, he did not. Disney did not get the news.
No, they didn't get the news, but they got everything else.
Well, sports. They didn't get the sports either.
Sports. Yeah, but Disney dropped, and that's from the New York Times.
Ooh, I didn't. They probably can't get the sports because they already have ESPN.
Exactly.
Right. That would be too close to a monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the FCC gives a flying shit.
Yeah.
Pardon my French.
That's
I hate the FCC anyway.
That's because Disney bought the FCC as well, probably.
The FCC's been bought and sold since the 80s.
Yeah, Chris right there says Disney already owns ESPN and ABC. They don't need the Fox News and sports.
That's why ABC cable went to Freeform. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
It's a big thing with Disney and ABC being together. Has been a thing for a while. But the major reason, and this is so weird, right? So a lot of those Fox properties were already, super hot, making tons of money anyway. But you want to know the crazy, weird reason why Disney was so adamant to get any bit of this deal at all? They were literally only looking at one property. Marvel stuff. Fox owned a bunch of Marvel stuff, and they wanted it all under their own umbrella.
Yep.
All the other stuff that came with it, like getting all of like The Simpsons and stuff like that, that was just icing on a cake that was already going to bring in billions of dollars.
Now, do you know one thing that was also in that little deal? One property?
What's it?
MASH.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Klinger is a Disney
princess.
No, let me rephrase that. Disney, he would be a queen.
MASH was CBS, though.
Somehow, studio, whatever.
Fox owned MASH at the end of it. It did air on CBS originally. Fox bought the rights.
It was 20th Century Fox Studios. You're right.
Yeah.
It aired on CBS, but CBS didn't produce it. You're right.
There is one other thing though that going along the same line. These jokes were made forever ago, by the way, when the merger first happened. But you brought up the Klinger one. No, my favorite one is if you look at it from a certain perspective, would Frankenfurter be a Disney princess or an evil stepmother?
Evil stepmother. He created a kid.
You would be an evil queen.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm with
Evil Queen. Yeah, I guess it would be more Evil Queen than Evil Stepmother. It's been a while since I've seen it. But yeah, that was the funny part.
Speaking of which, hey Joe,
No.
we want to get Rocky Horror Picture Show and shock treatment for HallowCon's movie room.
If you can find some legal loophole that they would be public domain.
Okay, one of the conventions that I go to on usually KeyCon, they show Rocky Horror as their Saturday night feature.
Wait a minute! If you're showing it at the movie room, you don't have to have permission to show it, do you?
Yeah, in the movie room you do, but as a shadowcast, no.
We don't want to shadowcast.
Oh, no. You want to show it live at the con, not online.
I'm confused. I don't know what Joe's talking about.
Me neither.
In the movie room?
Bees!
In the movie room, it would... let's just right now say I can't do it unless we can find some legal loophole around the copyright.
You can. We just established that one of those properties is owned by Disney. It ain't gonna happen. Yeah. Even if you did find a loophole, they'd patch it.
The mouse shuts down HallowCon.
Well, what is the licensing fee for that?
I have no clue.
More than you think and more than we have.
Mm.
Or
Yeah.
no, wait, less than you think, more than we have.
Yeah. And private message, please. Or private chat.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
In other words, STFU.
Yeah.
I had a great idea at Willow. Willow and Joe were there for this. I had this great idea that popped into my head one day about doing a movie involving somebody going into witness protection and not being happy about it. And I just was like, I'm never going to use this story, so I gave it to the Nevermorians. Was like, there, you do something with it. But when I came up with the idea, I came up with the title of the movie being STFU.
Wait a minute. Somebody goes to witness protection, not happy about it. Isn't that Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
She was she didn't want to die.
Not the she.
That dude, he was not happy about it because of the identity they gave him. And
Maybe
the guy,
would be the whole
Arnold
9 yards.
Schwarzenegger said to that dude, he goes, "You're alive, aren't you?" And he goes, "Yeah." No wise guy would ever think twice about coming into a gay bar.
Before that, remember he had to go save the guy from all the mobsters that were trying to kill him. And
that's what I'm talking about. That's the guy I'm talking about. They put him in a gay bar.
No, before that, he went to the old restaurant, his old stomping grounds, because he didn't like any of the Italian food where witness protection had hooked him up. So he went back to an old restaurant, and some of his buddies spotted him and followed him back to his witness protection house.
Yeah, that's at the very, very beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
that's why they put him in the gay bar.
Yeah. What'd you say, Lewis? You said something.
Well, maybe closer would be the whole 9 yards.
Oh, Jimmy's happy with his situation. It was Matthew Perry's character that wasn't happy with it. That movie's funny as hell.
It is.
It's Jimmy Tulip. Oh, I like that. But you know what? I've never seen the sequel. Has anybody ever seen the sequel to that? With the whole 10 yards or whatever?
Yeah, no, it wasn't as good.
Okay. I didn't think it was. I'd never seen it. I only found out about the sequel because we put the whole 9 yards on a list for Video Club, which I haven't been to in a while because, again, I don't want to deal with those freaking people right now.
Have you seen? Has anybody seen Nobody yet?
Yes, great film, fantastic film, wonderful film.
I love it when the Russian mob sends his people to figure out who this guy is, and all they do is the
girl, yeah,
yeah.
Hands the folder, goes, "I quit." He's like, "What do you mean you quit?" She goes, "I quit."
Threw the folder at
him. Threw the folder at him and said, "I quit."
And out the door.
Oh, Nobody was awesome. Lewis, have you seen Nobody?
No, not yet.
You're going to love that film.
It's worth it. You will love it.
You will love it.
I mean,
on Prime?
I don't know.
Well, we can find out.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it advertised on Prime.
But yeah,
remember, I am not going to be here Thursday because I will be at the premiere of Black
Widow. Yes.
Lucky you guys.
I am so jealous.
It says it's on
IMAX 3D.
Actually, they're just showing the 2D version.
Oh, they're just showing the 2D?
Yeah, I don't know if Black Widow
Can you
was
guys
done
just
in
go
3D.
live for me while you guys are in walking into the theater, just so that I can somewhat experience that?
I looked it up.
I wasn't even going to watch it, but I saw the trailer and I saw that they're actually going to tell her backstory, and I'm like, thank God, because there's so many Marvel characters that I don't know their backstory, and so they just kind of fall into the noise.
Now, Are you watching Loki?
Yes, I have not watched the most recent episode yet.
All I'm going to say,
What's happening?
and you've seen one of the characters in Loki.
Yeah.
All I want to know is how they're going to tie Falcon and the Winter Soldier to Loki. And you know where I'm going with it, right, Lewis?
Yeah.
There is a tie. I just want to know how that web's going to spin.
Okay, now I know too.
I want to point this out real quick, by the way.
Yeah.
Nobody is, I don't think it's on, I don't think you can watch it on Prime for free. It's listed on Amazon's, because I still have Prime until like the 8th, and it's saying that I have to rent it. So I don't think you can watch it for free on Prime, Lewis. In fact, looking on here, I don't see any way of being
Hold on a minute, Dan. Dan's fixing to run. We gotta play something.
BEERRUN, beer run.
I'm only going to take a piss. I'm not getting another beer.
Okay.
Well, we're not about to play Adam Sandler as long as P.
PEE.
Yeah,
No RUN.
Hey, if you can write the lyrics, Fritz will sing it. I guarantee you.
But no, I'm looking here, and I don't think there's any services that are showing Nobody for free with a subscription. I think it's all rentals.
Yeah, it's a rental.
Unfortunately. And they're all $5.99.
I wouldn't condone anybody getting a bootleg version of it, but you know, some people do.
Let's not talk about that. Hey, just if you get an opportunity to see the movie, Lewis, see it. It's really good. You in particular, I think will like it, especially Christopher Lloyd's character.
Yeah,
Do you remember the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah.
With Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
If you like that movie, you're gonna like this one.
If you like John Wick, you'll like Nobody.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, Wrath of Man is good too.
There's one scene in Nobody that I really enjoy because I felt it so much when he's on the bus. That girl's getting harassed, and he's it's one of those things where you could tell he's had enough. You don't know the whole story with the guy yet because this is near the beginning of the movie, but you know he's had enough. He has to punch somebody. He's had that kind of a day, that kind of a life. He pulls out. They finally realize he's the only person that hasn't got off the bus yet. Everybody else has gotten off the bus while they harass this girl, and he's just standing there. And they all turn to him, and one of the guys, with the Russian accent, turns to him and goes, "What are you still doing here, old man?" And he holds up a revolver. He clicks the cylinder open,
drops all the shells,
every single bullet, clicks it back so it's completely empty, and goes, "I'm gonna fuck you up." And then he proceeds to put every single one of these guys in the hospital, and it's awesome. And he doesn't get out of there unscathed, but it is still a great scene. It's just awesome because it's like, it's so visceral. You're just like, I feel this so much.
Another movie that it sort of reminds you of is Falling Down.
Yes.
It's falling down with a purpose.
Hey, I'm to the age now that I understand what Michael Douglas was feeling.
And falling down. Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I get that feeling all the time. That feeling all the time. I go in some of these places I have to work, what I have to do for work, and all I can think about is him being all like, especially when he's at the Whammy Burger, and he's just all like, "Come on, everybody, you have to keep eating. You have to have your vitamins, your A's, your B's, your." It's Hair Trigger. I'm sorry, it's Hair Trigger. If you've never seen Falling Down, by the way, you have to see Falling Down. It's one of my favorite films. It's an unintentional comedy. One of the best cop stories ever, too, with Pendergast.
Another one I like is Shoot 'Em Up.
Shoot 'Em Up
with Clive Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bad guy in that movie is Paul Giamatti. And you never think for a moment Paul Giamatti can be a badass. And then there he is being a badass.
Oh.
You guys ever seen John Dies at the End?
I think I have. I'm pretty sure I have.
It's a weird movie. It's a really weird movie. It was
Well,
written
when
by
the title's a
weird guy.
spoiler.
Yeah. And it's very bizarre and weird. Like there's at one point a guy is having a conversation on a bratwurst. Like it's bizarre. That's also got Paul Giamatti in it. It's made me think about it. And he's great.
If you want another weird thing, look up Charlie the Unicorn on YouTube.
Oh my god.
Something I quote all the time. Send the non-believer.
Hey, Joe,
Yeah.
I was just going to tell you, I found Dan's Go in Peace song on YouTube.
Oh.
Did you see it? That I sent you?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
You would.
Hell
Seriously.
yeah, we would.
I have posted this in the Secret Humor group before. It's one of those songs that you cannot unsee. And it is an earworm, too. I'm going to warn you right now.
There have been plenty I wanted to unhear, but
it's worth it.
I'll take your word for it, but only because I trust you.
I don't.
There's your first.
Yeah, I was about to say that's what you saw his snorting. I was like, I don't think that's such a good idea.
Let me do this real quick. Yes, Chris, I will help you out. There.
What? Okay, I didn't get that, but all right. I was gonna say I don't trust anybody in this call except Willow, and that's because she's the one I know the least.
I only look
It goes.
at them.
It goes Willow. It goes Willow, Bill, Lewis, John, Dan, Joe Dog, in that order. Joe Dog, I've known the longest. I trust him the least.
You have much to learn.
That's because you've known him the longest.
Exactly.
Have I ever done anything wrong to you?
Yes.
Well, I think all of us can say a resounding yes.
Yes, you have, Joe Dog.
We're here, aren't we?
Let's put it this way. I will never surf Facebook in your presence, Joe, because at any given time, one of your damn practical jokes is going to pop up. And if you're in the room, I will hit you. Book it.
I think one of my best one that I did was the hair on the
You had to
screen.
tap more.
Yeah.
Well, that one didn't. That one
didn't do anything.
Didn't get me because that one didn't get me because when I saw it, I was on my computer.
Oh. But did you click more? Did you click it? Oh.
It doesn't highlight on the computer.
The one that pissed me off the most was the Great Wall of Text. Shoo, 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 shoo. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down.
That was not me. I did not do that one.
My-
That was not me. That one pissed me off. No, that was not me. I did not even think that one was funny.
I think that my favorite Joe Dog, well, my favorite, it wasn't done to me. My favorite thing that Joe Dog's ever pulled off involved John Johnson.
Which time?
He hands John Johnson it was like a television remote or something. It says, "This is for you." It's for you, right? And hands it to him like it's a phone, and he grabs it. He goes, "Hello, hello." He looks at it, he realizes it's a phone, and he's like, "Damn it, Joe Dog." And what's really funny, but that's not the best part. The best part was about 4 or 5 hours later, he handed him a calculator and did the same thing, and he fell for it twice in the same day. And I was there both times. The second time, I was laughing even harder. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe A, that John fell for it twice, and I couldn't believe B, Joe Dog pulled it off twice. And speaking of pulling things off,
I promise I will remain dressed during the after show.
I
I'll
won't.
take your word on that because I'm about to fall asleep right here where I sit.
Well, if you watch the after show, you'd fall asleep quicker.
Probably. Oh. Of course, Chris says, "Damn, Joe, you have the nerve to ask that." Of course I have the nerve to ask that.
Oh.
well, you know, I have a
very
question.
sleepy.
I have a question for Joe Dog.
Where's
I have a
Rhea?
question for Joe Dog, because I bet, you know what? I have a question no one's ever asked you, I don't think.
What?
Because I think we're afraid of the answer.
What?
What's your favorite one that you've ever pulled? You've pulled so many things over the years. What's your favorite?
I think Dutch Jr. is near top, if not the top.
Yep. I've got to agree. I've seen the video.
You know what the best part about Dutch Jr. was?
What?
You did it twice.
Yeah.
And the first time you did it was good enough, right? And that was the best time that you did it. The second time you did it, you didn't even tell any of us. Some of us knew about the Dutch Jr. before you ever did it.
Yeah.
I was one of the people that knew about it, which is what made me mad because I actually had a good costume that year. You're Kirk. But the second time you did it, we didn't know. We all just looked up and was like, "Oh my God, there's two of them." When the hell did this happen? It's because you just did it out of nowhere, didn't tell anybody. And that was the thing, is we all were shocked by it. You know, everybody. And the thing about the only person that wasn't shocked by it, strangely enough, was Dutch.
He was in on it.
The second time it happened, he was the only one that wasn't. What the hell?
All right. Well,
my favorite one that I ever did, by the way, was, and I did this on purpose. This was another time of me being spiteful, in a different way though. I'd had an incident at HallowCon one year after a few drinks, and Joe, I can read the clock. Please let me finish.
All right. Well, hurry up.
And so the next year, I promised Dutch that I would be doing a lot more drinking. I would lower the amount of drinking I was doing to less. And it happened to be the year that we were doing the superheroes in training theme. So we did the contest with the superheroes. Everybody dressed as superheroes. I had already talked to Dutch about it. I just showed up as myself, acting like I had no idea what was going on, with a bottle of Everclear filled with water. And he had a bottle of brandy filled with tea. So I was sitting there stumbling around acting all drunk with this bottle of water, and everybody was like, "Oh God, no, he's wasted again." And everybody was really honestly worried that I would say until I finally handed the bottle over to Boomer, and he went, "You son of a bitch."
All right. And of course, we'll cover the great flocking of Mickey
some other time.
Some other time. Yeah. All right. With that, we're going to wrap it up. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Where'd the button go?
Caress the duck.
Oh, you mean this button?
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.